Hello, my name's Gavin, this is Genre Books, and today, a bit of a rambly one, I want to talk about the TBR. Not a TBR, not October's TBR, not your TBR, just the TBR in general. Do we need to be afraid of the TBR? Do we need to embrace it? I don't think before booktube I'd heard the actual phrase TBR, but I didn't need anyone to explain what the acronym was. And I think I probably had that list already, nebulous as it may have been. And although I have made plenty of lists, I have decided that I do actually need to create a TBR. I mean, there are lots of TBRs. There is the one in my head. That's the total burden to read. There are the physical books, this terrific book repository. But without writing these things down, I will forget some of the books that I've come across, some of the books that have been recommended to me, some of the books I find out about by reading other books. I need to have an all-encompassing physical list. It will be a terrifying book requirement. It will be totally bloody ridiculous. But at least I'll have something to work from. I love lists. I probably love them a little bit too much. And TBRs are a great excuse to make lists. There's a monthly TBR. Now, these are a little ambitious, and I should possibly stop making videos about those monthly TBRs because I never get to all of the books on that TBR. But possibly I should continue to make those videos because they probably spur me on to read more than perhaps I otherwise would. And that's one of the reasons I like the lists. It's a prompt. People may have qualms about the gamification of it all, but to a simple mind like mine, I love that kind of challenge. Is a target you've set on Goodreads or somewhere a TBR? Possibly, because if you say I must read 100 books or 150 books, 200, however many hundred in a year, it's a TBR of sorts, even if the spaces are blank. You have a want to read list in Goodreads that you can work from. I don't want my all-encompassing, all-singing, all-dancing TBR to be in Goodreads, however, because that list can be changed and not by me. There are books I want to read that are not on Goodreads. Then there are the TBRs I have had for other projects. 50 Shades of Grey, Project Rabbit Hole, both things I will be continuing. I started these as projects, I will continue these as projects. They may take me longer than I thought they initially would do, but that's okay. I'm not planning on going anywhere. But all of these things need their lists. And the upshot of that is that I will end up with lists everywhere. I just do need the lists for these kinds of events or projects because I need to create the videos in a certain chronological or thematic order. But what I envisage is one TBR to rule them all. It's going to be doing all of the jobs I need from all the various TBRs I have. It's going to show me what books I physically have. It's going to remind me what books in series I haven't got. It's going to show me what books are going to be, that I've got, are going to be applicable, relevant for booktube events. And sometimes it's just going to be a book I've heard about, a book I've been told about, that I stick very quickly on that list. It's something that is going to be the overall TBR that I'd be happy to strike books off once I have read them. It doesn't really matter how bulky, ungainly that list looks in the end. The only thing that is going to work for me, however, is if more books, once it is in the final state, that more books come off that list on a yearly basis than get added to it. But if that second scenario happens, I will know I have to do something. Some books will have to be cut from that list so I can make sure I'm getting, before the end of my days, to the books I really want to. Now, of course, my eyes are bigger than my belly when it comes to books. There will never be enough time to get what I want read, and this is another use for the TBR. My initial trouble is, though, that it's going to be a bit of a struggle to put it together. I started and I got to 1,000 titles quite easily without having to think much about it or look at what's on my shelves. And I know that by adding other books from the authors I've already put on the list, that I could double or triple that list quite easily. And I've got to have the time to put the list together. But I think it's possibly something that is worth doing, because never having to make a list again, or rather having all of the data that I need from which to draw all my little lists that I do like to make, will be worth the effort. If I get it right, it's going to remind me of books I should have been reading, or books I'd forgotten I did want to read. So I won't be chasing, the latest fad. Not that I often do. I think at the very least it's going to make me really consider what I want to read, because as I see the list get out of hand, and it will get out of hand, it may force me to be rational. It may, in the long term, actually save me some time and some money. If I get the data points right, a little bit of sorting will give me my TBR for a month. I'll know how to more efficiently shop my shelves. I will be able to create the list of the books I need to be on the lookout for at the bookshops. Still some thinking to do about this. I'm not a data whiz by any stretch of the imagination. I called this video the Dreaded TBR because sometimes that's how I think about it. It's overawing, it's monolithic. And I think if I was to create the one list of everything that I want to read, and it will never be a complete list, I will keep adding stuff to it. It would be a bit scary. But if I am just using it as a tool to extract what I want to do at that time, that's no bad thing. Just some thoughts. I'll let you know how I get on. Until next time.